primary objective of sending the people of Earth to hell. The Hellenist swastika, that's what that means. They have the cross too for Christianity, the distorted teachings. This was started 4,000 years ago. Let's map it from 2,000 years ago. This book called the Book of God, I will explain to you what this book is about a little later. But right now, I just want to show you that what's in this book. It says the plain truth is that not a single sacred volume of the past is free from corruption. This book is explaining to you that all the religious documents in the West are corrupted. The Emperor Nero, they murdered his mother for divulging the secrets. It's punishable by death to speak of the true teachings of God. They killed Nero's mother for doing it. It's punishable by death to teach the Negro, the American, the Afro-American, anything of the truth of God. To disclose this would be punishable by death. There is a contract out for teaching the true teachings of God. The Negro does not know this. The people of the present are ignorant like the people of the past. This book explains to you how they set up death as a penalty for teaching the truth. Death was the punishment, and the priests, the head of the church, were the murderers. They would kill you. They had a vested interest in teaching all the people lies about God. And the priests were the #1 murderers. The Negro doesn't know this. The apocalypse, the revelation, was death to divulge. Now this was 4,000 years ago, and then as late as Alexander, which was 2,000 years ago. The Messiah, the Negro was looking up in the air for somebody to come down with wings. They say here the Messiah is just a savior. He's a man in all respects, not free from human error. However, his doctrine is the doctrine of God, but he's a human being like everybody else, and he makes mistakes like everybody else. You can't tell you're a Christian this. He's looking for Jesus Christ to come down on a cloud. This is the position they put his mentality in, the Hellenists. This is why the stone sculpture speaks loud and clear about the Negro's mentality. He has a robot mentality. He does whatever the white man says. He doesn't realize that he's been brainwashed. This is the fisherman of Nineveh, Noah's Ark. He's on a boat. This is Jonah trying to catch the Negro, to pull him out of the mental destruction that he's in. He's on his way to hell, but he does not know it. That's the Messiah with the net trying to catch the Negro. The Negro is on his way as a robot going to hell like a Frankenstein monster, but he does not know it. This is in stone. Look in your dictionary. This is an Oxford dictionary that Europeans use. White people use this dictionary. Look in the Negro dictionary that you have in your house and see if you find this word, Helen. Helen is the root word of Hellenist. Now look at the meaning of the word Helen, which they will not put in your dictionary. It says of or belonging to hell. Helen is the root word of Hellenism. It's infernal, it's hellish. That's the meaning of the word Helen. If this word Helen means belonging to hell, then Hellenist or Hellenism is a practitioner of putting you in hell. That's what the Hellenist culture is about in this country, belonging to hell. Helene, a word that says the name applied to themselves. They call themselves this by all Greeks. It eventually spread to Italy and throughout Europe. They call themselves Hellenists. Why? Because their principal objective was to send the people of the planet Earth with their culture to hell. The Negro is to lead the way as proof by the Emancipation Proclamation, as you see here, the ultimate form of proof. Now you have to remember when evaluating this document that the Negro slave could not read. He was not allowed to read up until his freedom when this proclamation was created. If he was caught reading, he was killed on the spot. So he had to read the symbols on this proclamation. This is how he read, by symbols. Slave master made pictures for the Negro because if the Negro could read, he would get killed. So the Negro didn't read the words of the proclamation. The symbols is what he read. Symbols and pictures and images have always been the Bible of the ignorant. And you can see with the Emancipation Proclamation that the slave master fooled the Negro with symbols and images just like they do today with television and the movies. Now let's look at this document through the slave's eyes and see what Honest Abe really did for the Negro. Now, as you saw by the wicked treatment of the slave master and the spirituals the Negroes sang, that anyone who freed him would be viewed in his eyes as God. This was his strongest belief. Now, what does this symbol tell the Negro? He told him that a white angel who he viewed as God freed him. This is what Honest Abe told the Negro to believe. Honest Abe falsely told the Negro he would be happy and free, as that shows you right here. Again, Honest Abe tells the Negro to take your babies and make them love this white angel that freed you. This is the message to the illiterate slave. Honest Abe tells the Negro that he's going to get paid money. He never got paid during slavery. That was free. Honest Abe told the Negro with this picture he's going to have a beautiful home. The Negro was living in a shack at the time. With this picture, Honest Abe reminds the Negro that he's the one that gave him salvation, that they should pray to Honest Abe. This is what the illiterate slave saw. He told the slave that his children would get a wonderful education. That's what he promised the slave. That's the way the enslaved interpreted it, but he told the slave, you're going to still be working for master. Now, he wasn't going to lie about that. You got to work for master. And he reminds the Negro again to teach your babies to love the one who freed you. That's God in the slave's mind. This is the symbol of the 40 acres and a mule, which you never got. Now, let me see if I can unlock your mind when you see this picture. Notice the devil has chains. Why? Because the slave master knew that he is the devil. But he changed his appearance, and the Negro's brain was so devastated he couldn't figure this simple one out. The slave master was setting you free because he achieved his objective. And the objective of slavery was to send all Negroes and future generations to hell. You couldn't see it in 1865, but you could see it right now. The nigger, the serpent. They associated him with the devil to make you think the serpent was evil. But that's you. N-A-G-H. The Africans of Asia, the serpent gods. That's who you are, and that's who they show on the Emancipation Proclamation that was in slavery. But your mind was locked, and this is the serpent, the dragon, the nigger in Asia, the same symbolism. He knew it all the time. In ancient Egypt, these are the people they're talking about. You, the nigger. They programmed you to go to hell. The divine tribe, the divine people who would be enslaved in hell in America. The nigger, the serpent gods, your ancestors, were enslaved, their people in America, and it's on the Emancipation Proclamation. You couldn't read it in 1865, but you can see it right now. Look at it. A 1993 slave could read this one. This is the teachings, small portions of the Africans of Asia, but let me move on. The symbols